In another example, a researcher is looking at the salaries of nurses in regards to whether they work at a private hospital or a government hospital, and trying to make a decision about where they make more money. I'm going to choose to make the private my first sample, my first population, and the government my second. All the information is already isolated for me over here with my X bars in that top column, my S's, and my sample sizes. Notice my sample sizes are small here. What I want you to do, pause the video, set up your null and alternative hypothesis. Read the question carefully. Hopefully you agree with what I've written down here, because the study, focusing on the word higher up here, is trying to determine, is there more money for nurses in the private hospitals as opposed to the government hospitals? So now we know we're dealing with a one-sided test. So what I want you to do again, take the information, ask yourself, what do I need to get? Go ahead and find that information, both pieces, pause the video, and come back when you're ready. So now we're looking at a test statistic of 4.76 and a critical value. Again, remember, you're looking at the smaller of the two sample sizes. This is a t-test because we're dealing with standard deviation from a sample and a small sample size. Since our critical value is way below our test statistic, ask yourself, what does this mean? And then what does this mean in regards to the stipulation that the private hospitals have a higher salary than the public hospitals? So just like every other example we've done, both 1 and 2 samples, since we're in the rejection region, we reject the null hypothesis, which means this most likely is not true. Now remember, we could have a type 1 or a type 2 error, but especially since this is so far out there, this data does support that nurses in private hospitals earn a higher salary on average than those in the government-owned hospitals. You've now seen a couple examples of this. Hopefully you understand it better.